What's up, JEFusion fans? This is Philip and welcome back to another video. Yes, this is going to be an anime and manga review, and we haven't done this in a very, very long time. And we are going to talk about Sono Bisque wa koi o suru, aka My Dress Up Darling. So, it was originally created in 2018, written and illustrated by Shinichi Fukuda, and is currently being published by Yan Gangan under Square Enix. And it recently had its anime adaptation released in January, and I believe up until now we have 4 episodes. So, why am I reviewing this? I think this we just started 2022, and this anime, I think it's safe to say that it's the top rated anime at the start of 2022, because I think it really stands out. There's a lot of action based or fantasy based anime out there, but it's a refreshing thing to see something that comes from the slice of life genre. Although you can tell from the title that it does have a romance plot involved, but in general, it is a very realistic anime that deals with cosplay. So it is very much real. It's very much relatable, I guess, especially to those of you who enjoy cosplaying. If there are any viewers of this channel who happen to be cosplayers. But yeah, let's talk about this anime. So yeah, I'll be focusing on the anime because honestly, I haven't read the manga. I'm sorry if you're a manga only, or if some of you have read the manga and have gone far into it. So I'll be basing this review on the anime alone. So sorry about that if you're into the manga. But anyways, let's go. So we start off with our main characters, Wakana Gojo and Marin Kitagawa. So our main male protagonist, Wakana Gojo, lives with his grandfather, who is a Hina doll maker. If you don't know Hina dolls, so these are like the traditional Japanese dolls. Maybe you would see them, dressed up as royalty, basically. So that's what the family business is for the Gojos. And inspired by his grandfather, of course, Wakana tries to learn how to make Hina dolls himself, and it became kind of his passion. So we move on to our female protagonist, Marin Kitagawa, who is a cosplayer and is Wakana's classmate. So they're in the same class, and we can see that they basically come from different worlds, or at least that's how Wakana puts it himself. Because while he doesn't look really nerdy, if I may say so myself, but Wakana is the type of guy who I'm not sure it's a very stereotypical anime plot if you have a main male protagonist who is quite of a loner, doesn't have many friends. Actually, before he interacts with Marin, we never see him interact with any other people around his age. And he is, he is quite an otaku in his own way, being quite obsessed with Hina dolls, or at least he has an obsession with making Hina dolls. Well, I guess it's because of their family business, but then again, he has no other interests than that. We don't know about his academics. I would say he is an average student, nothing very special. He's not bad, but neither does he seem to excel in anything. He doesn't. He looks kind of fit, but we don't know if he ever does sports, or again, he just happens to be fit, but is only focused on doll making. So Marin, on the other hand, well, of course, she is very pretty, very popular. Uh, she is a cosplayer, and at some point in the manga, she also becomes a fashion model, or at least she appears in fashion magazines. As far as my research goes, I haven't seen that in the anime yet. So I've only seen the 4 episodes that are out so far. But yeah, she is, not really kind of the center of attention, but she is very extroverted. So, again, we do see the differences in their personalities right from the get go. And things start, rolling one day when Wakana tries to use a sewing machine in their school because apparently the sewing machine at their home is broken. So while they get it fixed, or while they get a new one, so Wakana temporarily uses the school's sewing machines to make his Hina dolls. So Marin suddenly enters the home economics classroom where Wakana is. So of course it happens. So it happens by accident. So she sees him making a dress for his Hina doll, or at least trying to improve his Hina doll by again trying to make some clothes for it. And Wakana suddenly felt like he's doomed upon being seen by Marin, because he thinks that he's going to be ridiculed for what he's doing. Although, the animation kind of shows us, the image that is in Wakana's mind, but Marin suddenly shows enthusiasm and is impressed by how pretty the Hina doll is. And seeing that Wakana is kind of good with the sewing machine, she then asks him for help. Again, she is a cosplayer, and she is the type who would make her own costumes. So she admits that she's not very good at making costumes, so having met Wakana and seeing how good he is with sewing machines and dressmaking in general, so she tries to ask him for help in making her costume for a character that's based on her favorite game, which is apparently an adult anime game. Now, that aside, though, of course, Wakana offers his, assistance. Like, okay, I will do as you say. So one day, things, of course, they start working on the dress together. And, this is where basically the story starts. Now, I probably should not be going into details more as to not spoil everything. I mean, that's just episode 1. But if you haven't seen this anime yet, even if you're not really interested in the romantic side of things, it's actually a really interesting slice of life story as well. So again, we have these differences in these characters, right? So Wakana, who's quite of a loner guy, and then Marin, who's basically, well, again, very popular. So how these two people begin to bond, and of course, uh, with the romantic side of things, I'm pretty sure that it's going to develop into romance pretty soon. But the dynamic between these two characters alone is very interesting to watch. Even again, if we don't, even if we're not looking at the romantic parts of it. So, uh, we can also see some reason why Wakana is also kind of obsessed with the, or not really. Actually, there's something that appears to be holding him back. So I'm not gonna tell you about it because again, I don't want to spoil. But there is something. There's kind of an emotional baggage that Wakana has that kind of stops him from enjoying making Hina dolls to the fullest. But when Marin comes along, although it isn't technically related to doll making, but he becomes a costume maker for her in a way. So I think it helps him be relieved of that emotional baggage. So another probably not really outstanding, but noticeable parts of this anime is the fan service. But even if there are like quite some fan servicey scenes, especially involving Marin, in episode 1, you will definitely see a lot of fan service there. But even with those kinds of scenes, like, I don't feel anything like it doesn't make me feel like you would expect seeing fan servicey stuff. Despite that, I think that this anime is actually very wholesome. Again, if we focus on the slice of life aspect rather than the romance part, so it actually has a very touching side to it, especially in episode 4. Like, I gotta admit, I almost cried with Wakana's scene. So he tries his best to make the costume for Marin, and despite a lot of things happening in his life during that time that he was making the costume, he still pushed himself to finish it. And once the costume is finished, both him and Marin were in tears. They were just so happy that they accomplished something, or at least Wakana accomplished something. So he was so happy that Marin appreciated his hard work, and Marin also cried because she didn't know about what was going on behind the scenes. Like, upon realizing that there was a lot, upon realizing that Wakana has been going through a lot of stuff while making her costume, well, she did feel kind of guilty, but of course she appreciated the fact that he actually finished the costume for her. You see, those kinds of scenes, again, you can forget about the romantic part, like I've been saying, but those scenes impress me. And I think I am going to watch this anime even further because of those kinds of plots. Now, another aspect of the show that I like to talk about here is the music, most especially the ending song. Now, the ending song, Koi no Yukue, is sung by Akari Akase. Now, she is, well, a new singer, we can say, but she is actually a professional cosplayer. And in the music video for that song, she actually dresses as Marin, and all the characters, or at least two of the characters, that Marin cosplays as. So she's a cosplayer cosplaying as a cosplayer, and that cosplayer cosplaying characters. How's that for Ice Cube? So I heard you like cosplaying. So what is interesting is how she nails the costume for Marin alone. And because of, just by watching this music video, I really think that My Dress Up Darling could easily, very easily, be translated into a live action series. I have no problems with that, really. Again, it is a slice of life romance. It's gonna be a slice of life romance drama. Probably, some bits of comedy, but I think they're gonna be toning down on the fan service parts if that happens. Maybe it takes away from the charm, but I don't think it has to be like that. But again, I think this anime could easily translate into live action. Now, with that said, I already know the perfect person to play as Marin Kitagawa in that drama, if it ever does happen. And that is Akari herself. So, we already see how Marin could look like in real life. So, if, this anime could become a live action series, then we already have our main female lead. If not, there's always Japan's #1 cosplayer, Enako, who could, I think easily pull off that as well. But we already see Akari Akase, dress up as Marin. So I would say that she has to be the #1 choice if this does ever happen, which I am, definitely going to look forward to if this does happen someday. So again, this is more of a first impressions review, but with 4 episodes out so far, you can go ahead and watch it online. Episodes are available and with subtitles. Again, even if you're not interested in the romance aspect, this is a very realistic anime with some really heartfelt moments. And if you know someone who's cosplaying, well, they probably would be watching this already. But if you have friends who are cosplaying, and even if you're not cosplaying, like, you should definitely watch this so you get a better understanding of cosplayers and what their lives are. So yeah, honestly, I would give this first impression actually a 5 out of 5. Very good start. I can see why people are watching this. And again, this is just the start of 2022, and we're starting it off strong with this kind of anime. So yeah, I'm looking out for more episodes, or I'm gonna look forward to more episodes in the future, and seeing how this story goes. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and as always, thank you so much for watching. And as always, please do leave a like, comment, share this video, subscribe, and don't forget that notification bell so you get the latest from JEFusion. This has been Philip, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.